Hey guys, it's Yuta and welcome to my room. So this is how a Japanese girl got dumped by her boyfriend that she had been going out for less than a week. She texted, 今起きた. I just woke up. 頭が重い. My head feels heavy. And the guy replied, good morning, lol. Are you okay? And she said, good morning, I'm alive. And the guy replied, that's good. Now later that day in the evening at 5:13 p.m., she said, good luck with your work today. And then 2 hours later at 7:19, he said, I felt like you are really needy. I'm sorry. And then he blocked her. But if you don't understand these texts in Japanese, I will teach you the kind of Japanese the real life Japanese people today actually speak. So click the link in the description and subscribe to my email group. And this exchange got a lot of attention from Japanese people. Many people were surprised. Wait, this was needy? This guy is so weak that he would be crushed by marshmallows. It makes me laugh. As a guy, I don't find this needy at all. Don't worry about it. I don't think this is normal in Japan, but it happens. This person says, my ex-boyfriend was kind of like that. It's hard to understand men. And there's this professional matchmaker who replied, there are guys who want to message 24/7, but there are guys who don't like keep texting like that because they feel like their time is wasted. Another person says, if he really likes you, he would be happy. But otherwise, he would be like, oh, why are you texting me in the morning when I don't have time? And there are some people who had a similar ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend said things like that. When I texted before he went to work, he was like, I feel like you are paying so much attention to me and it feels quite needy. And another person said, there are people who text you only when they have to. Maybe he was the type of person who doesn't like texting every day saying things like good morning. So a lot of Japanese people are talking about this. But I think there are two important things in this situation. The first thing is different communication styles, frequency of texting. And the second thing is how people deal with these differences. It's completely normal that some people want to text their partner more often than other people. If you're the type of person who doesn't want to text you every day, it's understandable that you don't really like it when somebody texts you, oh, good morning, how's your work, how was your day, and things like that. From my experience, Japanese people text you less often than some other people when you are dating them. There are personal differences, so I'm not saying all Japanese people, but from my experience, other nationalities text much more than Japanese people. So that part is understandable, but the problem is how he dealt with her. He didn't even try to talk about it, and he just blocked her. And that's not really a good way of communicating with people, especially if they were dating, if they were boyfriend and girlfriend. He could have just said something like, oh, I understand you're the type of person who likes texting, but I'm actually not a huge fan of texting, so if I don't text you very often, don't think I'm mad or something like that. He could have just said that, and she would have maybe understood. It's completely normal that there are some personal differences when you date somebody, so it doesn't really make sense that you always break up with somebody when something like this comes up, and it's not really a huge problem like the other person turned out to be an abuser or something like that, in which case you should break up with that person maybe. So he could communicate, and maybe sometimes, the other person will be like, oh, I really want to text you all the time, and this is not, I wouldn't compromise. And then maybe you have to think about, okay, maybe our differences are too big. But in this case, he didn't even try, and he just dumped her right on the spot. So that's pretty weird, and I don't think it's normal in Japan. Communication is important, and that's why I will teach you the kind of Japanese the real-life Japanese people today actually speak, because textbooks and apps can be unnatural. So click the link and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta.